Hi everyone, welcome to the channel dedicated to sharing the profound insights and wisdom of Andromedan contactee Alex Collier. If you're new here, you're in for a journey that expands your mind and consciousness, bringing you closer to understanding the messages from the fifth density Andromedan extraterrestrials. For those returning, we're grateful for your continued support. Before we dive into today's enlightening content, we have a small favor to ask. If you find value in the knowledge shared in this video, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your engagement helps us amplify Alex Collier's message, allowing us to reach a larger audience with these vital messages. We'd also love to hear from you, so please engage with the comments below. Whether it's a question, your thoughts, or even just an emoji for the sake of engagement, every comment counts. We read every single comment, and your feedback is incredibly valuable to us, as it all contributes to our mission of expanding this community. So please don't hesitate to leave your thoughts below. Additionally, if you'd like to support us further, consider giving a super thanks tip by clicking the heart with the $sign. This small gesture allows us to continue bringing you more of Alex's messages, unfiltered and directly from his lifelong experiences with the Andromedans. Today's video includes a compilation of several of the many important questions Alex Collier has received over the past few years, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video.
Hi, Alex. Here is my question. Where do you see humanity 5 years from now? Thank you for all you do. Michael Ingley.
Hey, Michael, great question. 5 years from now, I see America standing on its own 2 feet again. We're still rebuilding. We're still regrouping. However, schools are open. We have an economy. Everybody's back to work. We have a solid asset-backed currency. Our military is protecting our borders. Corporations, small businesses are being funded to open and to build new technologies and/or components for new technologies. I see the United States once again being the leader in technology and building these products for the rest of the world. I see America energy independent again. And I see a great semblance of normalcy in a country that is truly just coming into its own. Like maybe for the first time, truly coming into its own. We have a direction. We have a purpose. We understand what that is. We are all fully aware of the mistakes that were made and the crimes against humanity by a government that no longer exists did. And we are very, very aware of that. And our interactions with other countries and other nations are being dealt with on a much higher level. More integrity than I think we may have ever had. And for that reason, we are rebuilding trust with the rest of the world. The reason so many brilliant people came to the United States was because of the financial opportunities, but also the idea that no matter who you were, no matter what your name was, it didn't matter who your family was. If you came over here and you worked hard, you could truly make something of yourself. The sky was the limit. It didn't matter anything else except your integrity and your work ethic, and the fact that you could come over here and actually own a piece of property, something that you could build and leave a legacy for future generations, which is something you couldn't do in Europe And in Asia, you couldn't do that either. And many other parts of the world, you simply couldn't do that. But America, it was all about property ownership as well. And the fact that you could pack up and move your family anywhere you wanted to at virtually any time for whatever reason. And we had a Bill of Rights. We had protected rights as citizens that our government agreed to protect and to honor. All that went to hell with the Patriot Act. When they passed the Patriot Act, unread, by the way, all that shit went to hell. That was the first marker that we were heading down a path towards tyranny. And many people in the intelligence agencies and the military, especially the White Hats, they took note of that. They did. Veterans, they took note of that. You know, that was the first sign we were, uh-oh. And it continued down that path, you know. So what's going to happen is when we fire virtually everyone in the Congress, which is the old corporation, and we hold elections at some point, maybe within the next year or two, for a brand new Congress of the Republic of the United States of America. I bet thousands of dollars that there is not ever going to be a single bill passed without everybody reading it or having time to read it. That just can't happen. That kind of behavior simply cannot be allowed ever again. You know, because these knuckleheads, you know, they were compromised, which is why they voted for something they couldn't even read. And in so passing it, they compromised not only themselves, but their own families. Who does that? Who does that? It's just unconscionable that you would sell your own into slavery. They had to be compromised. No one's that fucking stupid. So they were compromised. We can't allow that ever again. There should be no PACs, no political action committees, none of that. We have to change things a lot. We really do. We have to protect ourselves. And if we're running the show, we will protect each other. Because in protecting each other, we will remain free.
Yes, exciting. However, my concern is not really a concern for me, but I'm old. Disclosure and all is wonderful. I can't wait. That said, what about the polar shift? It's time. And another wondering is about the economic crash. Will it leave all of us penniless? I would appreciate your insights.
No. Will we all be penniless? Will we all starve to death? The answer to that is no, but we will be going through some change. There will be a period of time where some of us, many of us, could experience some hardship. However, humanity is at its best when things are at their worst. I have a lot of faith that not only will we get help, but we will always find a way because we're survivors, which is why we have survived other pole shifts, other floods, other horrible things that have occurred to us at the hands of others. It's because we are survivors. And we will survive this. Regarding the monetary system, the corruption and all of the dark, evil things that have been going on, the negative field that has been created largely using the old monetary system. It has to go away. So I know for me, whatever hardship I have to go through, I'm okay with it. I've accepted that. I have lost everything 3 times already in this life. where literally all I had was the clothes on my back. If I have to do it again, so be it. To end this darkness. Not everybody feels the way that I do. Not everybody has experienced it. But you know what? When you're in that place, that's where you discover who you are. That's when who you truly are comes into focus, because all you're left with is yourself. And it's also when you find out who your friends are, those who truly care about you. There is a lot of power. There is a lot of knowledge to be gained from those type of experiences. They're dark nights of the soul. But when you come out of it, oh my God, you're so clear. You're clean. Not that I wish it on everyone. I don't. I don't know exactly how this is all going to play out. But it can't possibly be a walk in the park. Because everything we know has to be taken down. But the good thing to look at is that on the other side of this, we will be, all of us, participating in creating something that we can all be a part of that benefits everyone, not just the few who obviously don't give a shit about humanity. I mean, they've acquired their wealth from us. There's obviously no gratitude that they would go ahead and want to exterminate 95% of us through Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, and Agenda 2050, and the whole transhumanism thing that's going on now. Obviously, these assholes need to be removed because they're just not us. We're not the problem. We are not the problem. They are. So if I have to go through some pain and some struggle again to remove this so that my kids and my grandchildren, knock on wood, can live in a society that's free and clean, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I realize when I transition, I'm not taking any of this with me anyway. You know, there's no American Express card up there. You can't scan it. They don't have scanners. Who you are is all that matters. What your intentions have been is all that matters. Where you made decisions to withhold love is all that matters. None of this other stuff matters. None of it. The false facades, all of that shit doesn't matter because you're not taking it with you. All you're taking is who you are, who you've always been. And that's the part to remember. That's the gold. That's the silver lining, is who you are and who you've always been. Now, if you don't know that, if we don't know that, then we have some serious work to do. Because if you have that, if you know that, you can survive anything. Anything. You know, because you will materially manifest things in fourth density. That's our gift. That's who we are, as creators. So you can always replace all this stuff. What do you want? It always comes down to that. What do you want? And what you want is a reflection of who you are. In the Lakota, they have an expression, kapish miela. That means I love you. Guys, I love you. We're going to be okay. You know, Earth's a tough school. Earth's a tough school. But we're all getting our PhDs when we're done here. Yes, we will. We'll all have a PhD. And we'll have earned it.
Aloha, Alex, the admirable advocate for ascension. Are we the, quote, last ones, unquote, to free ourselves from deep state, stroke Orion, stroke draconian, stroke AI bondage because they implanted themselves more deeply here than elsewhere? Or because we have been more resistant than other civilizations to waking up and liberating ourselves?
That's a great question. That's a really good question. And I'll give you the scenario that I was told. As other star systems were freed, those regressives that escaped found refuge in other places of controlled solar systems. And as the next one, became freed, then they would escape again. And eventually, yeah, we're the last. So we had the worst of the worst here. Um, and at the same time, the powers that be on both sides understood that the showdown would be here in our solar system. Being strategic in thinking, being able to go back and forth in time, and the merging of different timelines into one, they knew what the probabilities were going to be. Plus, we're talking about people from the future coming back and sharing their knowledge of the situation. Our solar system was always going to be the Armageddon between good and evil, light and dark, free and slave. It was always going to be, and they knew that, which is why there was such an intense influxion of souls either walking in or being born into the human race from a very, very high level, a very high spiritual level, realms at the very top. It was to bring in that light and to bring in that consciousness. Sadly, the enemy had absolutely no honor about anything whatsoever. They didn't even honor their own. And this couldn't happen in an organic way where we would just push the light out based on the consciousness of uh, the consciousness of the humanity itself. Instead, what they did was they targeted the children. This has been going on for quite some time on Earth, which is why physical and spiritual and dimensional intervention was necessary. Because out of all the other systems that they chased the Orion group and the reptilian group, draconian groups out of all those star systems that they chased them out, they all fucking ended up here. Those that didn't die ended up here. So this is it. This is it. It's a winner take all. And this would be the absolute end of the Orion Empire and their rule of grief, death, and trauma. It ends here. It ends here. You know, they put all their apples in this basket. And this is where we're at. Fortunately, we're a lot further along in winning this. I think it was probably good that humanity didn't know just how behind the eight ball we were, because our consciousness would have dramatically shifted into, poor me, poor us, we're never going to be free. We would have spiraled because of all the conditioning that we had already been subject to. So, but it had to happen this way. The way it's being played out, it's had to happen this way. And, to Space Force, to the White Hats, to the Alliance, to all the others that are here in either an active or a supporting role, the dimensional knowledge that's being shared, I, for one, am profoundly grateful, because the interaction, the collective consciousness that has been pulled together has changed the civilizations that are involved in this, regardless of their dimensional realm, forever. It's created a unity that maybe our galaxy hasn't had before. So, and we've been a part of that. And we will derive a great deal of benefit from this union, this unity. It's exciting times. It really, really is exciting times. Be a lot of movies and books written about all this. There will be. Historical documents. There'll be many films that are historical documents, recording this for future preservation, for future generations.
The hollow earth beings can come up to the surface safely and meet us all on the surface now, as they've opened up all the tunnels around the world to achieve this. Have the A's heard of this happening? And presumably, have they told you?
I am aware that the Alliance has had many conversations and missions with the Inner Earth people, the Lemurian/Atlantean benevolence. I'm aware that there has been a very specific and strategic movement to capture what's left of the rogue groups that are here, both from the surface and from the inner earth. That has been profoundly successful. Profoundly successful. I've known about that for many years, but I was told not to say anything. So I never did. There are members of our military who have not only met, but are also regularly interacting with those beings in the inner earth. And there's a relationship that's been building, and trust as well. Now, those things are very important. A working relationship and then building trust. Those are very, very important before they will show themselves on the surface, however they choose to do that. This is no different than the Alliance or the Galactics off-world building a relationship with our Space Force or the benevolent space forces of the world, and then building trust as well. So it's the exact same process. The difficulty has been with us because we're not naturally telepathic. We are with children, but that's all drummed out of us. So, we're having to make a lot of adjustments we will all have to make a lot of adjustments as humans to be more authentic. And it's going to be a process. Anybody who's in exopolitics, anyone who is different in any way than what the norm states we're supposed to be, has felt the need to shield and hide themselves from bias. When there's no reason for that any longer, the impetus is on us to drop the shields, which is what I said earlier. So our military is having to do that as well, and civilian groups that are working with Space Force and the Alliance. They're all going through a transition. So when these disclosures occur, when we meet our fellow Terrans who've been living in the Earth, when we meet our sky families, we're going to have to, it's the word I'm looking for here, we're going to have to be authentic. And you see, here's the thing, and I'm going to bring this up because of the religions. The universe is full of Buddhists. They really are. If we have to give them a title, they're Buddhists. They have a relationship with Source and themselves. Okay? That relationship that they have with themselves is with Source, and Source with themselves. So if I have to use a label from Earth, they're all Buddhists. Well, pretty much that's what's going to happen with us. We're going to have to realize that the relationship we have with Source is our own relationship with Source. There have been many wonderful teachers in the history of our planet. Some we don't even know anything about. They've all taught this. These things I do, ye shall do greater, if ye have faith. So we're all going to have to move into the idea that there is so much more to all of it, to everything. There's so much more. We have to open up our perceptions in order to be able to see it. This isn't going to work anymore. It's never worked, which is why so many people took so long to be awake, because they were this. You got to drop the blinders and truly see the field for what it is. The energy field of everything around you. Got to see the field. Because that's where life is happening. That's where it's all happening.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it insightful, please like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on future updates. If you have any questions relating to today's video, please also leave them below. We read all the comments and take on board what our viewers have to say about Alex Collier's work. Remember, your support helps Alex Collier's knowledge and the messages from the Andromedans reach more people. If you'd like to support the channel even more, you can give us a super thanks tip by clicking the heart icon with a $sign. It really helps our team bring you more content. Also, be sure to visit alexcollier.org to sign up for our regular email newsletter. It's the best way to stay updated with the latest news, exclusive content, and upcoming live webinars. For the latest insights from Alex Collier, check out alexcollier.live. And if you want to explore over 250 past webinars, head over to alexcollier.tv. Thank you for being a part of this journey and supporting Alex Collier's work. We couldn't do this without you, and we're genuinely grateful for your support. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the vast mysteries of our universe. If you would like to see the Andromedan contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we hold a live online seminar every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information on upcoming live webinars, please visit alexcollier.org.